everybody. Today I'm going to walk you through the 5 or 6 main living areas in Sedona in case you're thinking of buying a home in Sedona, if you're thinking of moving here and making Sedona your primary residency, or in case you're thinking of getting a vacation home, or maybe you're thinking about having a investment property. Stay tuned because I'm going to walk you through the neighborhoods and let you know the pros and cons on each, what kind of houses you might see, what kind of people are living in the different neighborhoods so that you can make a decision in case you're thinking of moving to beautiful Sedona, Arizona. So my name is Dawn Dickinson. The channel is Living in Northern Arizona, where I talk about everything there is to know about living in the northern half of the state of Arizona. I do live in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. I sell real estate up here, so if you're ever interested in buying or selling a home, feel free to give me a call, an email, a text, and I will get back to you. But today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the main areas. So I'm going to start with talking about Uptown Sedona, because everybody knows Uptown Sedona. Uptown, I'm going to put up a couple of maps just to give you an idea of where it is in Sedona. But Uptown is the biggest tourist attraction, tourist hub. Also an area that gets quite a bit of traffic in the busy tourist season, but you can expect to see the main drag where you have a lot of restaurants, shopping, art galleries, places where tourists can just take a walk. Pink Jeep Tours might have headquarters there. Lots of things to do in Uptown Sedona. So if you look at the map, if you go towards the right-hand side, that's where a lot of the Uptown area is considered. But also if you go to the left and kind of go into Brewer, that's where some of the homes are for sale. So a lot of the homes in Uptown are a little bit older, but you have big, beautiful homes in that area. Right now, this is late 2023, fall 2023. The homes for sale in Uptown are between $1.1 million and $25 million, with the bulk of the inventory are going to be between $1 and $3 million. A lot of the homes will be built in the 1970s, 1980s, some in the 1990s. There is a beautiful home over near Brewer I showed not long ago for under $1 million. If you were curious about that one, it's probably one of the best deals I've seen in Sedona right now. But anyhow, beautiful homes, lots of stuff to do. So if you like to be where the action is, that might be a place to consider if you're thinking of buying. The other thing is a lot of the places in Uptown don't have some strict rental restrictions, so it might be a good place for investment. So Uptown Sedona, again, where you see a lot of the tourist action and a lot of activity, a lot of the nightlife if you're thinking of moving to Sedona. So the next most popular area is going to be West Sedona. So West Sedona, as you see on the map, if you head up the, if you get off the Interstate 17, you'll drive up to 179. And again, we talk about this Y intersection, but it's just a great big roundabout where if you go right, you'll go towards all the up-down shops. And if you go left, you'll go now towards West Sedona. So there's a lot of stuff to do in West Sedona. Also a very happening place. Lots of different communities. There are some that have rental restrictions, some that have no HOAs so that you could buy a short-term rental. In West Sedona, you're probably going to have every kind of house. You're going to have a single-family house. There are actually some mobile home parks where you could buy a mobile home in a park with a lot fee. Other mobile home communities that don't have a lot fee where you own the land, so you can buy a mobile home on land, a single family home. There are definitely townhomes and condos in West Sedona. Lots of shops and restaurants, kind of busy, kind of hustle bustle area. Probably the people that live in West Sedona and Uptown probably going to be younger than maybe some of the other places. And when I say younger, the median age is still going to be in the 50s in West Sedona, whereas in Village of Oak Creek, where I'll get to next, probably the median age is in the 60s. So again, a younger crowd when you think relative to the age of Sedona. So in West Sedona right now, you can find some homes listed for under 600,000, just barely under 600,000, like 560. Now I'm talking about homes. I'm not talking about the manufactured homes in a park. You can get those, but you would have to have the lot fee. So you can start at 560,000, go all the way up to $7.5 million. And of course, that's fall of 2023. That will change, but that's what, if you're gonna look right now, that's about what you're going to have to pay. Probably the bulk of the homes in West Sedona are listed between $800,000 and $3 million. So just think about that if you're talking about budgeting. So now let's go around to the Red Rock Loop. So if you're driving in Sedona and you've gone, like I talk about the Y, and you've gone towards the west, if you go all the way through West Sedona and now you get to the Red Rock Loop, which is going to be where the Red Rock High School, middle school, junior high is. If you go that direction, you start going down into a more rural area, very beautiful views down there. You'll have some homes that are on acreage or maybe a half-acre lot. If you go way down by the creek, there are some newer communities that are gated that you might be able to have a home that backs to Oak Creek. Of course, if you're on the creek, remember you're going to be in a flood zone and need flood insurance. That's just something to think about. But in the Red Rock Loop, which is absolutely beautiful, a little more space, a little less hustle and bustle, that might be an area you would want to consider. Right now, there's actually a couple of lower priced houses in the $315,000 range. That's probably a manufactured home, all the way up to $17 million. And of course, a $17 million home is going to be beautiful. It's going to be having a view over the creek. It's going to be on 50 acres. You know, that kind of a deal where you have some, you know, a big house with the guest house if you're getting up into that price range, but you can see that in the Red Rock Loop. So again, there are areas in the Red Rock Loop that do not have rental restrictions. So it is a popular area for rental and investment properties. So Red Rock Loop, again, very nice area in Sedona. So now I'm going to take you back, coming towards now back to where we came from. I'm going to talk about the Chapel of the Holy Cross. So sometimes called Little Horse Park, Chapel of Holy Cross, right over in kind of the central area. Now this area, again, absolutely stunning. Big, beautiful homes in the area close to the chapel. There are no rental restrictions. So if you don't like to have a short-term rental in your neighborhood, you would probably want to avoid the chapel. Although there are areas within, like Mystic Hills, right around it that do have restrictions. So, you know, it's kind of depending exactly where. If you want to be really close to the chapel, probably going to have short-term rentals in there, and some of the areas that are nearby, maybe not. So in that area, right now, the homes are listed for $950,000, $999,000, all the way up to $2.5, $3 million-ish. So that's about what you're going to have to pay. Again, nice, big, beautiful homes, nice lot sizes that you'll have a little bit of space between you, but probably only single-family homes in there. There are no manufactured homes, no townhomes, and you also could buy vacant land and have your home built, but that's about what you're going to see in the chapel area. But again, kind of a holy area because you have the chapel is absolutely stunning, beautiful area in the Chapel of the Holy Cross, or also sometimes Little Horse Park. So I'm going to now take you or describe the areas in Oak Creek Canyon. So Oak Creek Canyon is basically going to be mostly vacation properties. You would actually be driving through Uptown Sedona as if you're going to Flagstaff. Again, Slide Rock State Park is out that way. Beautiful area, but a very narrow, winding road. Difficult to get there in the wintertime. If it's snowing, the road could close. Most of the houses will be close to the creek, and that might require you to have flood insurance. There are a few beautiful townhome communities in there, but they have very high HOA fees. There are a couple of single-family homes kind of sprinkled in here and then. There is an age-restricted mobile home park in the area, but right now there's not very much for sale. I think there's only around the $1.5 million range, maybe like 750 for the townhomes to $1.5 million, and then you're again going to have a high HOA fee in the townhomes. But the townhomes, again, if you're thinking of a beautiful, tranquil vacation property by the stream or the creek, this could be a good option for you. Probably not a lot of people living in there full-time just because of difficult access in the winter months, and then in the summer months or the high tourist season also could be difficult getting in there. But again, one of the most beautiful areas in northern Arizona to live. And finally, I'm going to take you to Village of Oak Creek. So Village of Oak Creek is where I live. It is in the unincorporated part of Sedona. Actually, you could say that by parts of Red Rock Loop, right? If it's outside of the city limits, you're going to be unincorporated, which means instead of having City of Sedona police and fire, you're going to have Yavapai County Sheriff looking after. You're going to have have probably a private water company, Big Park Water or Arizona Water, servicing the area. A lot of them will be on a septic tank. But again, Village of Oak Creek, I really like it because a couple of things. It's quieter. There's not as much hustle and bustle. Now, I don't want to say there's nothing going on here, but it's a small area. There are fewer hotels. The Village of Oak Creek itself does prohibit short-term rentals, so most of the neighborhoods are going to have 30-day minimum rental restrictions, so not as popular for investment properties. However, anywhere in Sedona, if you're looking for a long-term rental to purchase, pick up, there is an extreme shortage of long-term rentals. So anything in Village of Oak Creek or anywhere in Sedona, if you're thinking for a long-term rental, it would be a great option. Now in Village of Oak Creek, we have a lot of homes, probably the big range. You could find a manufactured home on land, or maybe a town home in the 400,000 or slightly above 400,000 range, and all the way right now up to about 3.5 million. So again, there's going to be a lot of single family homes. And again, there are shops and restaurants here. There's a gallery, just not as many. And of course, the nice thing that I like about Village of Oak Creek, besides the fact that it's a little bit quieter, is if you are often going to Flagstaff or Phoenix, you can get to Interstate 17 in about 10 minutes and avoid some of the traffic that goes on all the way to get to West Sedona. Of course, if you are frequently going to West Sedona, if you work in West Sedona, or if you go to the restaurants every day, that might be a disadvantage, right? You might not want to drive through the traffic to get to West Sedona, but if you're into the quiet living and you like to get to the highway quick so that you can go to Flagstaff or Prescott or Phoenix frequently, Village of Oak Creek could be a good option. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video describing the 6 main areas that you might want to live if you're thinking of moving to Sedona. The channel is Living in Northern Arizona. I post videos every week about the Northern Arizona towns. If you like the video, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. Consider subscribing. I am also a realtor in Northern Arizona. I sell primarily in Sedona and Verde Valley, sometimes Flagstaff, sometimes Prescott. So if you have a question about real estate, give me a call, text, email, and I will get back to you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you back here again next week.